All right, it finally came in. Let me tell you this little story about this. So, I found a watch I liked on eBay, so I bought it. It was coming from Florida, and gave the UPS shipping tracking number and all that. So I'm watching the tracking number, and it says it's supposed to arrive here on Saturday. I get an email notification saying it arrived, so I went, and there was a box on the front porch, and I brought it in, and I opened it, and there was a book in it. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? Well, it turns out Mom ordered a book for Emma from Amazon and just sent it to me. And I didn't actually get this watch. So now I'm all in a huff because it says it was delivered, but I haven't got it. So I don't know where it is. I assume the mail person delivered it to the neighbor, whatever. But then Megan went to the post office and talked to him, and it finally showed up today. So I'm going to do the full, total, taking it out of the box, and I'll let you watch me do it. All right, let's get into opening this bad boy. Ooh. Ah. What does that say on it? Oh, you guessed it. It's a Vostok Amphibia. I'm very excited to open it, try it on. All right, let's check it out. So, best I know is that this is a pre-owned Vostok Amphibia, but it's only like a 2015 model. So it's not like a vintage model. And I believe actually they're still making this exact model of watch. So let's open it up. Ooh. So here on the top we have some papers. They're all in Russian. Oh, here, this is in English. Winding the watch, setting time, some notes, instructions. There's some more papers in here. So this is like brand new, bought it off the shelf, except it was pre-owned, so it was much cheaper. I don't know what any of this says. I can see here it says copyrighted 1942, which I assume is what the movement, when the movement was copyrighted, or trademarked. But again, it's all in Russian, so I don't know what any of this says. All right, let's get to the watch. So I really like this watch compared to all of the vintage / Vostok / Russian watches, because this one just seemed a little bit different. The bezel was shiny and chrome. The tick marks on the bezel were red. I didn't see any more like that. Supposedly it's dual rotating, which it is. Let's pull it out. Wow. He even put the little plastic covering on the back on it for me. Very clean, very shiny. I don't see any wear on it. This looks brand new, actually. Like you got it and never wore it. Bezel rotates both directions. It's actually really smooth in the rotating. Slightly domed glass. Hope you can see it from that angle. The crown is really big, but it screws down. It's a mesh metal band, which I really liked, actually. I thought it looked good in the picture on this watch. You can see the back. Oh, a little bit. It's that Amphibia, or I think it's amphibian in Russian, actually. But this is the true, authentic Russian Vostok Amphibia. So I'll get some more with me wearing it in a minute. All right, so just from the look of it, the band is aftermarket because it very plainly says stainless steel on it in English, while the rest of the watch is in Russian. Sliding it on. It's a fold-over clasp. It needs to be tightened a little bit more, I think, even. But I like the stainless steel band. Maybe it's a little too big for the actual size of the watch itself. But I just like the mesh on it. I like how it feels too. It's very smooth. Doesn't pinch as much just from the wearing of it. And it's quite heavy, the band anyway. I'm very happy. I think this looks cool. It's very shiny, the stainless steel chrome look. Very nice. I really like the black and red on the bezel and then the red second hand. Just those little accents. I also noticed that the movement seems much quicker on the second hand than on the other watches that I have, where they're very lumbering. This one just seems to be in constant motion, where those just move bigger, move more each second. You get what I'm saying. It's certainly unique. I like it. I like it, the fact that it's in Russian. I think it's unique. I know I'm not supporting the Russians at all by wearing this, of course. Merely that the craftsmanship is nice. Well, I remember you saying that the movement for setting the time was really awkward. This is an automatic, by the way. I probably should have mentioned that too. With setting the minutes. The hours and the day. Oh, there we go. I got it. I actually don't know what time it is. Nor can I find out the time. Apparently. But there's no way to set there's instructions here, which is interesting too, because it says there's a shortcut to setting the date. But let me know what you think. I'm certainly very impressed with it, and I've been waiting all week because I wanted to wear it to work. I was added into the rotation, so to speak. So interestingly enough, there's actually a shortcut to setting the date. So if you go into PM to midnight, essentially, when the date changes, right, and you move to the next day, and then you go backwards to 8 o'clock, you'll notice that it slips, but it doesn't actually go back to the next day. And then we move forward again to midnight, and it moves the day forward, and then we go back to 8 o'clock, and it slips back to the 17th, and then we go forward back to 12 p.m., and it changes the day again. So a quicker way to change the time, change the day, than to wind it all the way around twice per day, which I know you had to do on yours. So just something interesting. Maybe you could try that with yours. I don't know, maybe because yours is vintage, it doesn't have this capability. Like I said, I know that this isn't a vintage watch. I know that this was manufactured rather recently, within the past 10 years. And I know they're still manufacturing this exact model. But buying it on eBay pre-owned, I got it for half of what they're selling it for Joma Shop and other places. Let me know what you think.